All right, so now we're going to set up our SMTP, our email integration. So this is probably the hardest piece because it is a bit confusing. So in your account settings, you're going to go to email integrations, just like we did with domains, but you're going to click the button right above, go to email integrations. You're going to click transactional and marketing because you're always going to do that. So what you have to do is you're going to have to actually set something up in either one of SendGrid or Mandrill or Spark Post. So these are basically what they allow you to do is it's basically send your email. So ClickFunnels doesn't actually send the email. It just alerts this is what we want to send, but you actually need something in the back end to actually go ahead and send your email, if that makes sense. Okay. So I recommend that you use SendGrid. That's what I use. And the reason is because it is one of the most reliable third-party SMT. And the reason why is because you don't want to send at like alexa.gmail.com. In order to send from, let's say, support at passion to sixfigures.com, you have to send through a verified sender such as SendGrid. And basically what it does is it verifies your email so that you're not sending spam, right? So what you want to do is you want to go to sendgrid.com and you're going to want to go ahead. You could start for free and you're going to want to set up an account. So why don't you go ahead and do that, and I'll see you at the other side. So once you get logged in, you'll see here, there's two different ways that you can do it. I normally use Authenticated Domain instead, but we're going to go ahead and take their recommendation and see how to create a single sender. So you click that. You're going to go ahead and put all your information here. So go ahead and fill out all this information. Okay, so once you click done, you'll see here it says I'm verified, and it's because it sent you an email. So what you want to do is you want to go to your email and you want to check to see if they have sent you an email. All right, so you'll see here that we did get an email. So we're going to click that and you click confirm email address. So you should get this, congratulations, and that should be all set up, which is great. So now before logging in, they request that you verify your email address. So you can click done, get started. Now you don't necessarily need to do all of this. This is if you want to do a two-step, two-factor authentication. It's really security for your account. You for now can go back to that and do that later. For now, I would just click forward and start. The next thing you're going to want to do is you're going to want to authenticate your domain. So you'll see here, it says authenticate your domain. So you could go ahead and do that. So it's going to ask you a few things. So one, it's going to ask you who your server is, where you bought your domain. So if you bought it off ClickFunnels, you're going to do just DN simple. Otherwise, you're going to pick whatever provider that you have. If you do not see your provider here, which is very probable, then you're just going to say other host not listed. Then number two, it's going to ask you, would you like to brand your link, this domain? So what this basically means is the from is either going to be branded by you or it's going to say sendgrid.net. So I always recommend to say yes. So that's a pretty simple one. So then it's going to ask you the domain you send from. So you're going to want to put whatever your domain is. You can see here that it shows up like this, right? So it's that simple there, okay? You don't really need to worry about any of this. You could pretty much keep that what it is, okay? So now this is where it gets fun. So now what you need to do is you actually have to go ahead and add these into your domain, right? So what you're going to have to do is go back to your CNAME record. So you see here, all right? And you're going to have to add all of these. So now you're going to have to add all these CNAMEs. So you're going to have to copy the first one, add the source, copy the second one, add the source. Okay, now you're going to have to do that for every single one. Add another one, copy that, copy the third one, copy the fourth one. So again, this is in your domain, right? Okay. Nope, we did that one. So now we're on the last one. Copy that one. Okay, so now they're all added. You can see here that we've added all of them in here. Now keep in mind that this could take some time. So I guarantee you we're going to click verify and it's not going to verify any of them, right? You can see it all errored out. That's because, again, it can take up to 2 hours for this to actually propagate. So take some time, be patient, and this will eventually work itself out as long as you put everything in correctly. All right, so now you should be able to go back to your SendGrid and you click verify and it should say you authenticated your domain. So again, you would click sender authentication and you would go here and there would be a verify button. You click that and then it should say verified, verified, verified. So go to this one. You'll see it says verify and boom, it worked. It says it has been authenticated. So now she's all set up. So now the domain is set up. SendGrid is set up. Now here's a little thing about SendGrid. Keep in mind that you could get up to 100 emails a month for free. But there might get to a point where you might have to actually select a plan that is paid. So this is something that you want to think about as you're starting to do email marketing and build your list up. For every email you send, it's one email. So if you have somebody in a campaign that's a 10 email campaign, you could technically only have 10 people, right? So keep that in mind. You don't necessarily have to pay for it right this second, but my recommendation would be to definitely look at the paid plans. Do not do the marketing campaign plan. What you would want to do is just do the basic plans. So you just need to, I think it's like $6 a month or something cheap like that. So don't worry about doing any of the marketing plans. So you could pretty much do this until you start getting warnings that that you're over emails for your account. So don't spend any money on this yet, but we might get to the point where you might need to add some more money into this, but it won't ever be more than a couple bucks a month. So keep this for free for now. You can probably get by doing the free account for a little time. So that is all, and you should now have your domain set up and you should now have your SendGrid account set up. And if you are in need of an email address, I also have a really cool thing that I found in Zoho. So I have an entire lesson that I will pop below this lesson on how to set up your email account. So we've set up the SMTP, but now what we need to do is we need to actually go ahead and set it up in ClickFunnels. But before we could go ahead and do that, we need to create an access key. So you'll see here under settings on the left, there's something called API keys. So you're going to go ahead and create a new API key. You're going to give full access. So you're going to create and view. Oh, you can name it. So you can put, ClickFunnels, create and view. Okay, and so now you have this. So now you want to go ahead and copy this. For now, you can do like, text edit or something. And you're just going to want to save this key because we're going to need that key later. So we're going to click done. And we're going to come back to that because we're going to need that later. So there you go. All right, so is set up the SMTP, the SendGrid in your SendGrid account. So you're going to click the transaction marketing. all of the information. So the title is going to be SendGrid. You're going to put whatever you want your from name to be. You're going to put the from email. You're going to put the server as smtp.sendgrid.net. The port is going to be 587. And then you're going to, for the username, put API key, and then the password is going to go ahead and be the password that we created, if you remember, your API key. So if you remember, we stored this. This is the key that you're going to use here. You're going to put whatever your domain is here, right? So we already set that up, your address, and then the SMTP footer is going to be at the bottom of every email. So you're going to want to make sure that you put your name. So we could put, duplication diva here, and then you're going to want to go ahead and you're going to want to put the unsubscribe. So you'll see here it's pound UN underscore sub pound. So you're going to want to make sure to do that so people can unsubscribe. So you should be able to go ahead and save that. And it should go ahead and have it all set up here. You need to now connect the two. So you're going to actually send a webhook from SendGrid to ClickFunnels. So it could actually be found right in the configuration form. So if you go ahead and click this again, you'll see here there's a little webhook here, right? So you're going to go ahead and you're going to copy this right here. And then you're going to go back to your SendGrid and you're going to go to settings and you're going to find mail settings, which is right here. Okay. And you're going to see there's going to be something called an event webhook. So you're going to click that. Okay. And then you're actually going to go ahead and post this right here. You can even click test the integration. Okay, great. And then you're going to go ahead and you're going to do drop, bounce, delivered, open, clicked, unsubscribe, spam. So basically what this is doing, and then you're going to click enabled. Anytime somebody unsubscribes or clicks or opens or drops or bounces or delivers, it's going to send a notice to ClickFunnels. So it's going to send that notice here so that ClickFunnels can be aware that all of this has happened. So this is really important so that you can make sure that you are not sending emails to people who want to be unsubscribed, right? So this is why this is an important step. Click save. And you should be all set now with your SMTP and everything should be good to go.